All right, we got a 2014 Kia Soul with the 2.0 liter GDI, and I'm going to be showing you how to replace the starter on here. Okay, so this is pretty much all the tools you're going to need, and you may not even need some of these depending on how you go about it. But we got a Phillips, pair of pliers, a trim tool, and it's just a 3/8 ratchet, 1/4 inch ratchet. And this is just a 1/4 inch screwdriver, 14 millimeter, 12 millimeter, 10 millimeter, and just an extension. Now, very first thing, you will have to get it on ramps and chalk your rear tires. You're going to have it up on ramps because we're going to be working from underneath. All right, very first thing, we're going to get our negative cable loose. Alright, so now we're going to come under here. We've got our trim tool, our Phillips, and our 10 millimeter. We're going to start getting this plastic piece out of the way. So we're going to start with these little snaps. I'm going to back them off a little bit with our Phillips. We'll start taking those out. So we're going to have about 4, I think, of these going into the bumper. These little snaps. If they work right, they will simply unscrew. If not, you have to come up with your trim tool and just kind of pull it out of the way. There's the last one. Okay, so we're going to have 6 of these 10 millimeters. Now I'm just going to take my little 1/4 inch ratchet and we're going to start removing all of these. This plastic clip here, simply you just pull down to get that loose. It's just kind of there to hold it in place, but most of the time it doesn't really hold anything at all. It'll just fall once you get the 10 millimeters out. Okay, I'm going to work on these back ones now. Just leaving one up in the front so it's just not falling down just yet. Okay, this is my last one up here in this corner, and it's going to fall down. Okay, you can see the starter right here, and we've just got some wires and stuff clipped in here. Now the first thing that we want to do is kind of get some of these wires unclipped, and if you come to the back side and you kind of push on the back side of these clips, you can usually pull them out just like that. They just kind of push in on each side. Now, just so you know, a lot of these clips are unnecessary. When they put things together in a factory, everything is clipped to everything, and it just makes it quicker. But not having a few snaps is not going to hurt anything. So we got this unclipped. Same way with this one. Kind of unclip that. So we got that free. And we got another one right here. So same thing, just push on the back side. If you can't get to the back side, then just pull it out of there. But if you can get to the back side, you can do it without breaking them. Okay, so we can just kind of push that out of the way. Now we got a clip right here. It's going to our crank sensor. Just give this clip a push down right here. Let me get my other hand so I can just give that clip a push down right there. And it'll come off. So we got that freed up. Now the next thing we're going to do is take our 10 millimeter and we're going to get this bracket right here out of the way. There's a 10 millimeter right here. You can see we're just going to get this little 10mm bolt out of the way. Okay, so there's that. And then we can just pull this completely down out of the way. Okay, and you can see one of our bolts going into the starter there. Now, one of the more difficult clips to get to that's going to be in our way is up here. And you're probably just going to have to pry that one. Let me get up here a little bit farther. Now that just clips on to a little bracket up here. It's got a 12mm bolt. It's pretty much hard to get to the back side of that, so you just may have to yank that out of there. We want to free these up. Okay, now we're back down here. We've got our oil sensor. We want to go ahead and unplug that just so it's out of the way. Now you just press down right on top of this, and you'll hear it. So you just press down on that. Now we've got one more connector right here that we need to get, and not totally necessary, but it's good just to have it out of the way. So we just push down, and then we've got these out of the way, so they're not going to be causing us to have any difficulty removing it. Okay, so on this part of the starter or solenoid, we've got a connector we need to push down. Now we still have one big wire going to the back of the starter there. We're going to leave that for now, though. That's all of the wires that we need to get at this time. And we're going to go ahead and get started on these bolts. We've got two. We've got this one, and I got one right over the top that you can feel, but you cannot see at this angle at all. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one. I ain't going to lie, these are going to be really snug. So you're going to want to probably use, you know, both hands or get a little cheater pipe or whatever, but this 3/8 works the best because it fits in here the best. So it's 14mm. This bottom one's very easy to get, and this will probably come out really easy once you get it loose. It's real easy with your fingers. Alright, so there we have that. It's the first one. So the next one, I'm going to have to fill up here with my hand, and I'm going to place this ratchet. And the whole reason I've got all of these wires unclipped is it just makes it easier. So we're going to fill up here. Now I'm going to place it, and I may... Okay, so there I'm on it, and I'm going to take it out this way just to show you it can be done, and I'm going to put it back in. I'll show you the other way, because the only thing that you may have trouble with is it's so tight you might not be able to get it. So I'm going to get both hands on it, and like I said, you're going to have to pull as hard as you can to get this loose. Okay, so I've got it loose. And another thing that helps when you're taking this out, if you want to try to get it with your hands, to pick up on the back of this starter and just take some pressure off of it, and it makes it easier. Okay, so I'm just reaching up here, getting it the rest of the way by hand. Alright, so there's that one. Alright, just so you can see, I've got it loose. And now I can just simply push this back, and we've got plenty of room. Push these wires over a little bit, and we got plenty of room to get it out of there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back, and I want to show you the alternative if you don't have any success doing it this way. Okay, so we're up top. We'll just get this out of the way first. Or I'm going to get on this air box. I'm going to loosen up this 10mm or Phillips. Loosen this up a little bit. You can pop this hose off by getting one of these clips either here or here. You can also take it loose back here at the valve cover, which I'm going to do because I have had this off. And basically I know it's just going to come off easier right here. Okay, we got a 10mm right here. Okay, and here's our other one. Okay, we got to take this piece out. It has those same little clips. Use your Phillips. Okay, now with this out, I think I can show you also this bolt here, but let's just say that you can't get it from the bottom. You're going to have to take more stuff off. And if you can see right here, see the bottom one that we got out, and then there is the other one right up above. You can actually see it from up here. So we can come up here with an extension and we can easily remove it. And we shouldn't have to remove anything up here any more wires. Okay, so this got some extensions here. So, and up here you can get lots of leverage as well as far as getting this out. Okay, so now I'm just removing it from the top, and so it's more stuff to remove, but probably a little bit easier. Okay, so now we're back down below, and just to show you moving this, just kind of pull this wire over. The bolts are out. We'll just kind of pull it straight back. And we still have that one wire, but we'll get it in just a second. Okay, so it'll just drop right down here where we can easily get to this. Okay, so there's just this little rubber boot, and then that reveals our 12mm nut. Slip it off, and then there we have it. Okay, so once you got your replacement, very first thing, we'll go ahead and get the 12mm back on. And this has a tab on it on the clamp, the wire clamp there, that'll keep it from rotating, so just snug it up real good, and we'll start feeding it back up in here. Okay, so once you get it set at about right there, you kind of go in behind this, and it should just easily go into place there. If it doesn't, then it's not setting in there right. So it's setting down nice and flat. Okay, so we're just going to start with the lower. I'm going to put some medium Loctite on here. Just kind of reach our hand back over here where the starter's at. Wiggle it a little bit until we can get it to going in easily by hand. You may have to pick up on the back. Make sure that it's setting down nice and flat. Now you should be able to get it a pretty good ways by hand. I'm just going to run it down, not tight, but as far as I can get it without it being tight, and then I'm going to work that upper one in. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to reach over the top here, and we're going to kind of feel for that, and we'll just get it started by hand and thread it as far down as we can, just like we did the lower one there. Alright, so we're going to start snugging them up. I'm going to go for the upper here first. I'm going to feel for it. And if you want to worry about torque, I probably wouldn't go more than 35 foot-pounds. Alright, so that's plenty tight enough for that one. Alright, so let's get our wires back in place. And we got one that's going to clip right here. Okay, we'll get the 10mm. Okay, we got the connector that clips up here. Make sure it clips on good. Get our oil sensor. Oh, missed one. Okay, so we got everything hooked back up, so we're all finished up here other than just getting this little pan back under here. Okay, so we're going to start getting things hooked back up here. I don't think you'll have to do it this way, but if you do, you know what needs to be removed. Alright, so that's going to do it on replacing this starter. I finished tightening up the little plastic belly pan there, so we're all finished up. It's not really too bad of a job. And I think it's pretty easy just to do it all from underneath. But anyways, I hope you found it helpful. Enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.